Room Raccoon offers a variety of documents which you can send either manually or automatically from the system. You can set these up by clicking on the gear wheel icon in the bottom left corner and then the tab Documents. Here you can set up a document in every language that you've selected under the Booking Engine tab. You can either click on an existing document, you can add a new document by clicking plus document in the top right corner, or if there is no document set up yet, like here, you can click here on add new document to add one of this specific type. Right from the start, we always provide a booking confirmation and a booking cancellation for you. They are set up as a standard because those are the most important documents. If we want to edit them, we can just click on them, and then we have a number of things that we can set up. The type up here will be preset because we've already clicked on this specific one. If you use the plus document button, you will be able to choose it. The name will also be the subject line of the email. So ideally, you should include the name of your hotel here. You can select the language, which is also preset in this case. And you can define a Google Maps address if it's deviant from what is set up under the Account tab. Mind you, this field won't be here if here on the right-hand side you select the document for every room. In that case, this disappears. Once you select certain categories for this document, this address will appear. Make sure you stick to the way this example is made in order for the Google Maps map down here to be able to find it. So right now here you can see the document, and then here you see there's a Google Maps map, which will be changed if you change the address here. You have the option to use this template that we offer, or you can also do the custom template. You've just got a blank page. If you go for the automatic one, you have a custom content box here, which you can use however you see fit. You can use the replace tags that we use on the right-hand side here to customize the text. So just like we've done it here in the automatic part, dear guest name, this replace tag will be replaced with the guest name that is entered in the reservation. The same applies for the cancellation, the booking cancellation, and we also have a booking confirmation for returning guests. We will determine whether a guest is returning or not based on the email address, which is why it's very important to always include the email address in the Booker profile, as otherwise we can't recognize them. If you don't set up this document, everybody will just receive the normal standard booking confirmation. These three documents will be sent automatically if the booking is imported or cancelled automatically. This means if someone books via your own website or any third-party website like Booking.com or cancels via those websites, the document will be sent automatically. If you input the reservation manually, they won't. That's because technically the system does not know when you are done. So if you input something manually, or if you change the status from booked to cancelled manually, you will also have to send the document manually. There are some exceptions though. For instance, Airbnb and Expedia Collect reservations won't receive a booking confirmation. Next on the list, we have a pre-stay mail and a post-stay mail. You can use those documents as well any way you see fit. That's also why in these cases, the automatic part, or like the standard part, is very short. Actually, there's no automatic part. This is all generated by me. We only just repeat the most important information about the reservation here. There are several ways you can use this document. You can use it in order to give some important information just before arrival, how to get to the hotel, where to park, but you can also use it for an online check-in. That's what I've done in this case. So I've typed up some text here, dear guest name, that's the replace tag I've taken from here, from the right-hand side, and I'm asking them to complete an online check-in. The online check-in itself is also a replace tag. It's right here on top. And all I need to do is to copy paste it into this section here and hit save. Now what's going to happen when this document is sent, this replace tag will be replaced by a button, and via this button the guest will get to an online environment where they can do the online check-in. The post-stay email is actually the same thing, but then after the stay, of course. Several things you can do with this. Oh, sorry, I've clicked on the wrong document. There we go. So here we have got several things. For instance, we ask our guests to give us a rating on TripAdvisor, or maybe we offer them a discount for when they return. Maybe this was a Booking.com guests, and now we would like to them to book directly the next time. So there are several marketing things you can do marketing-wise here in order to stay in touch with your guests after departure. In order to set up when these documents are sent, you head over to the Account tab. Once here, you scroll down a bit until you get to the email settings, and now you can set up when the pre-arrival or post-departure mail is supposed to be sent. Important to know, if they miss this date and time, so let's say you want to send this 5 days ahead of time, ahead of arrival, but they book 3 days ahead of arrival, the mail will still be sent. It's always sent around 4, 5 in the afternoon. If they miss that mark, the system will retry the next day to send this mail. If you don't want someone to receive the post-departure mail, simply don't check them out for 1 day. The system will check, okay, who's in departure today and who's checked out. We'll send them to those. So if you don't want someone to receive this mail, you can just check them out a day later and they won't receive the mail. Here you can also set up a fallback language. Normally the system will detect which language to send, but if there is no language given, or no country given, or if the country is multilingual, think of Belgium or Switzerland, for instance, then you can indicate a fallback language here, which we will then always use in those cases. Heading back to the documents, we will now get to the payment documents. The payment request can only be used if you make use of Raccoon Pay or any other payment service that we offer. This means if you don't have an integrated payment service, you cannot use this document. Also, when you use it, it's not going to be in the document section. There will simply be a button, send payment request. And then when you use the button, this document will be sent. The payment confirmation, of course, will confirm if the payment was successful or not. If you don't set one up, we will still send a small text to the guest confirming the payment. So if you'd like to personalize that, this is your chance to do so. The payment reminder, on the other hand, can be used with or without an integrated payment service, because you can also simply remind someone to transfer the money to you. So that doesn't have to be via our payment service. You can send this document from your debtor list, which you will find here when you click on the pie chart. And then you'll click on debtors up here. This is your debtor list overview, and if you click on send here in the reminder column, you will be able to send a reminder to someone. You can also always customize that email before you send it. Going back to the documents, we have a check-in confirmation. This is simply an email that's sent to the guest once they've completed the online check-in. In this case, though, in contrast to the payment confirmation, we won't send anything if you don't set it up. So if you don't like such a mail to be sent, simply leave this empty. Next on the list, we have a guest registration form. This is nothing you sent. This is actually just something that you will open in the reservation itself, and then maybe you will print it or just download it. You can use our template, which we use, or you can just use your own by selecting custom template. Ideally, if you have a custom template, if you have your own template and you have it in Word, we always recommend using HTML code. You can go to a website like this, like word2html.net in this case. You'll just pop in your document here. You will get some HTML text over here. You'll copy paste it back to Room Raccoon, and then you click on source here. I will show you some code. You take that out and you just paste in what you've gotten from the website, and it will most likely be a one-on-one copy of what you had in your Word document with all the right formatting. Last on the list is an invoice mail. This is going to be the email that we send when you send the invoice. If you don't set this up, we will still send some short text as to not send an empty email with an attachment. So again, if you'd like to personalize this email, you can do this right here. And then the very last on the list, we have custom documents. You can select and upload as many as you like, but those are never sent automatically. So this is something you can just send manually from each and every reservation. I've got 2 examples for you here, right here. If you'd like to send offers to your guests, what I've done is I've just sort of copied the booking confirmation. I've changed the text a little bit to now reflect an offer instead of a confirmation. And then you could send this from a reservation to a guest as to propose an offer. And the other option I have here is a message from the hotel. What I've done here, I've actually created an empty document, which I can now open in a reservation, change it, because this part, the custom content, can always be changed before sending. Sort of type up my email. I don't have to go to a different program to do so. I just can do it from Room Raccoon, and then send a message to my guest.